Childhood Trauma, the series where YouTubers talk about what wusses they were as children. You probably know about how Your Movie Sucks started this trend a few years ago and people have been jumping on the bandwagon ever since. Well, in honor of reaching 300 subscribers, I decided to try my hand at it too. I want to thank all my subscribers for helping me reach this milestone. Anyway, I didn't watch horror movies as a kid. My mom was super paranoid, strict about movie ratings. Also, I was a bit of a weird kid when it came to what did and didn't scare me. The pink elephants didn't scare me, Pleasure Island didn't scare me, even the freaking brave little toaster didn't scare me. Yeah, those common childhood fears will not be on this list. Oh, and I was a teenager by the time Courage the Cowardly Dog came around, so that won't be on this list either. But enough yammering. Without further ado, here are the top 10 things from movies and TV that scared me as a kid. Wait, we're starting with a commercial? Well, yes. When you're a little kid, sometimes really weird things will scare you. This commercial is one of those things. For some reason, the dad turning into a bear just terrified me. Maybe because it was completely unexpected, I don't know. Maybe it's that the dad seems totally oblivious about what happened to him and the commercial never shows him turning back. As far as we know, he's gonna be a bear forever. I didn't even remember what this commercial was advertising when I went looking for it, so it's pretty lucky that I was able to find it. Obviously, as an adult, this commercial doesn't bother me anymore, but as a kid, ugh. I love the Magic School Bus. I love the books. I love the cartoon. They both made science so fun and exciting. I used to imagine myself going on the field trips. So, what scared me? Well, the solar system episode, which also happened to be the first episode I saw. What a way to get introduced. If you've seen this episode, then you know exactly which part I'm talking about. The class has made it all the way to Pluto, which was still a planet back then, and Arnold's bratty cousin Janet refuses to leave unless she can fill the bus with stuff that will prove to everyone that she's traveled the solar system. How does Arnold convince her to change her mind? By doing this.
Get it? You want proof? I'll give you proof. Here's proof of what'll happen to you if you stay here with your stuff. Arnold, no!
Holy shit, that was not in the book this episode was based on. Seriously, that was like a kid show version of a jump scare. Not to mention that Arnold pretty much kills himself on a whim. I mean, sure, he ends up okay once they get back to Earth, for some reason, but he didn't know that. Moreover, the look of frozen Arnold is really unsettling. Maybe it's the glasses. Weirder still, as they reran this episode, I didn't shy away from this scene. Instead, I made a point of staring at it. Like, it scared me, but I liked how it scared me. Maybe I was just weird like that. I don't know if this scared me so much as it just made me really uncomfortable, but I'll say that counts. Garfield and His 9 Lives is one of the weirder Garfield specials that shows Garfield being reincarnated at different points in history. Most of the lives are full of typical Garfield humor, but 2 of them are so radically different that I wonder if they were conceived as individual animated shorts before getting thrown into a Garfield special. The first of those is Life 6, Diana's Piano, which is actually a really beautiful and sad piece about a little girl bonding with her cat through piano music and the years that pass. And the second is Life 7, Lab Animal, which is the one that made me uncomfortable, and still does, honestly. Animal testing in general is a really squeamish subject, so this segment is already really uncomfortable before you even start watching. Then there's the creepy music and visuals as the cat escapes the lab. I mean, look at him, he is so truly terrified. And then at the end of the segment, this happens. Yep, he turned into a dog for some reason. Was it a side effect of the drugs? I don't know. But I remember this shocking me too. It didn't help that the cat seems to be in actual pain as he transforms. I mean, look at his face. Ugh. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that something like this wouldn't be in a children's special nowadays. Probably everyone who grew up watching Disney movies has a movie or two that scared them when they were kids. Well, here's mine. I was 5 when I first saw The Little Mermaid in theaters, and I remember giant Ursula just terrifying the hell out of me. And seriously, I shouldn't have to explain why. I mean, just look at that. Imagine being a 5-year-old kid and seeing that on a huge movie screen. Yeah. It wasn't just her appearance either. The way her voice goes an octave or two lower and just bellows out. Yeah, that was pretty scary. I wanted to leave, but Mom encouraged me to stay. She later told me that she thought it was best for me to see the happy ending instead of just leaving it dangling with no closure. Yeah, that doesn't really fit in with how paranoid my mom was about movies, but whatever. I guess it worked, since I became obsessed with the movie. I collected the merchandise, I dressed as Ariel for Halloween, and it's still one of my fondest childhood movies. So, good choice, Mom. My parents watched a lot of PBS. One evening, they left the TV on after some PBS show or other. I don't remember what. I just remember that they had left the room, so little me was all alone when this came on. I mean, fuck! I didn't know anything about opera back then. I just knew that this opera-singing clown was throwing a knife at his girlfriend and killing her, and her blood was spilling on the floor. Ironic. My mom, who wouldn't let me see any movies rated over PG, leaves the TV on, and I see this. For a long time, I wasn't even sure if it was real. I mean, I'd only seen it that one time. Maybe my mind conjured it up because, I don't know, clowns are creepy as hell. But no, it is indeed real. And looking at it as an adult, when I'm more familiar with the source material, it's pretty damn heartbreaking. You wouldn't expect Winnie the Pooh to show up on one of these lists, but here he is. And no, it's not the Heffalumps and Woozles. I liked the Heffalumps and Woozles. I even had a jigsaw puzzle of them. No, this is an episode of the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh series. Most of the time the show was cute and charming, but there were times when it got freaking weird. And this episode, Cleanliness is Next to Impossible, was about as weird as it got. It starts out innocent enough, well, after this demon tornado fantasy, which turns out to be a fan. But anyway, Christopher Robin doesn't want to clean his room, so Tigger gets the idea to just hide all his toys under the bed. But then...
No more shoes, please. We already have one.
Did you hear that, Piglet? Yes, but I wish I hadn't.
If someone is speaking to us, Piglet, we must answer, or they might think us impolite. Hello there, Mr. Under the Bed. Did you say something?
Yeah! Yeah, I know that's parodying a Twilight Zone episode. I know that now, but I didn't know that when I was 5. And things just get even worse from there. Christopher Robin's toys coming to life, these screeching crayon guards, and worst of all, this really freaky crud monster. You have no idea how much it freaked me and my brother out. And since we had already taped the episode, we actually had Mom and Dad label it as Bad Poo, so we wouldn't accidentally watch it again. Yeah, it was years before we could finally watch it again without freaking out. Square One TV was an awesome and insanely underrated educational show that made math fun. Like Sesame Street, it used a large variety of skits, parodies, cartoons, game shows, music videos, you name it, and the humor was amazing. One of my favorite recurring segments was Mathman, a Pac-Man parody, and I loved Pac-Man. Mathman eats his way through a maze and gets eaten by Mr. Glitch if he gets a math problem wrong. Now, Mr. Glitch's voice and appearance were pretty unsettling on their own, but he didn't scare me until one fateful episode. It started out like a normal Mathman episode, but then this happens. Holy shit, that came as a huge shock for little me. I was expecting a typical Mathman segment, but then he got gobbled up before he even got a chance. Moreover, what was the point? It's not teaching anything. Is it supposed to be funny? It's not really all that funny. Did they just have 40 seconds they needed to fill up? Seriously, I'd like to know the mindset here. So would child me, for that matter. Like Disney movies, most people probably have a Sesame Street segment or two that scared them, especially if they grew up in the pre-Elmo's World era. Which one is mine? Well, it's a weird one, honestly. I see a lot of people on YouTube talk about the Singing Orange, Sleepwalking Ernie, The Martians, Count to 10 with Nobody, Mysterious Theater, Twin Peaks, etc. Well, I don't remember any of those bothering me. No, what scared me was this song.
Oh, I'm between, and I'm feeling just like a sardine.
I'm not sure specifically what about this song scared me, but I remember leaving the room whenever it came on. Maybe it was the eerie music and the guy's mournful singing? I don't know. Even as an adult, I still find it pretty unsettling. I mean, is the guy doomed to spend eternity squished between these monsters? Why did the monsters decide to torment him in the first place? Ugh. Oh, and as a runner-up, Ernie pulling off Bert's nose. I can laugh at it now, but the first time I saw it as a kid, it was pretty shocking. Yep, another Disney movie. Alice in Wonderland absolutely terrified me when my parents first rented it, when I was like 4 or so. Which part scared me? You'd think it would be the Queen of Hearts, or Told Ye Would, but no, I didn't make it that far. No, what scared me was this.
No, I shall never get home.
Oh, come now. Crying won't help.
Yeah, when giant Alice cried a flood of tears, I ran out of the room and I wouldn't come back. It's one of the first things that I have a vivid memory of really terrifying me. The loud sobs, the giant tears. Ugh. Honestly, even as an adult, I find the entire movie pretty uncomfortable. Not bad, but uncomfortable. Like every time Alice thinks she's starting to have a good time, something ruins it. Maybe the name Wonderland is meant to be ironic. Okay, those others might have terrified me, but none of them caused me to develop an actual phobia. This one, however, it caused me to develop an actual phobia that haunted me for well over a year after I saw it. I am dead serious. I used to have dance class on Saturday mornings, and the lobby of the dance studio had a TV, which would often be playing Saturday morning cartoons. Yes, I'm so old that I remember when that was a thing. Sometimes we'd actually come into class late because we were watching TV, much to the disdain of our teacher. Anyway, there was a show that aired around the same time as my dance class called CBS Story Break, which told a different animated story every week. I enjoyed the show, at least from the bits and pieces I was able to catch, until this episode came on. Grinny, the story of an evil alien posing as a kindly great aunt and hypnotizing all the adults into doing her bidding. It absolutely freaked me out. Neither aliens nor hypnotism in cartoons had ever scared me before, but after this, I developed an actual fear of aliens invading and taking over everyone's minds. Seriously, I'd lie awake at night worrying about it even though I knew it was stupid. I think one of the reasons why it scared me so much was because I had to go to dance class, so I didn't see the ending. Yeah, remember how my mom wanted me to see the happy ending of The Little Mermaid? Well, I didn't see how they defeated the alien. Maybe the fact that it was dangling unfinished in my mind added to my fear. Oh, and how do they defeat the alien? Well, it turns out that water hurts her. Yeah, Shyamalan actually wasn't the first. Well, there you have it. 10 examples of what a scaredy cat I was as a kid. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you again for subscribing, and maybe we could make 300 more, who knows. Anyway, you all stay safe and wear masks, and I will see you next time.